Good morning. This is Bobby Dupre with the Bobby Dupre Show, presented to you each Thursday morning at 7 a.m. And, of course, the program replays in its entirety on the Sunday at 3 p.m. The only two times it airs right now. We're working on trying to get that Saturday back, but could take us a little while. But in the meantime, please remember, Thursdays at 7 a.m. and Sundays at 3 p.m. It should be right about the end of the Saints ball game. You should be ending around that time. And
some weeks it ends almost earlier because it doesn't go too well lately.
Well, you could tune it off because you're kind of mad. So you want to just kind of take it easy and hear some good things occurring in Acadiana and in my life, in your life. Listen in to the Bobby Dupre Show, and of course KSLO on Thursday mornings, like it has for the past 36 years, and the sister company of KSLO, 105.3 FM. And KSLO, they actually advertise it as that number, 105.3, and KSLO as FM also. So these guys that bought the station here, Eddie and Charlie, with Delta Media, they pull no punches. They get the work, they get the job done, and we want to thank them. And I want to thank my sidekick here, Mr. Andrew.
Well, good morning.
We are in for another, I think, good program. We have a lot of good things. And I guess every now and then I wonder why people watch the program, and invariably they mention y'all are funny. Well, we don't try to be funny. I guess we play off of each other in kind of a funny way, or you kicking me. The other day I actually got to bump him. I had to bump him. He was running over. He's always bumping me, and that's the way it's supposed to be. I'm the lead dog here. I'm the lead dog here.
Yeah.
And oh boy. On the serious side, we hope that you consider the services of the various sponsors, 10 of them right at the present time. And we'll start off by talking about one of our sponsors, the wife of one of the sponsors, Miss Ginger Myers. Keith and Ginger Myers started LHC Group, who has been our sponsor since we started the television portion, and that's 11 years. You know, we almost finishing our 11th year of the Bobby Dupre. You came in a little bit late.
I was late to the party.
I handled it all by myself.
Late.
How I did it, I don't know. And would get up at 4 o'clock and do it live. And then once or twice we couldn't do it on the Thursday morning, needed to tape it on the Wednesday, and we found out that we do a better job on the Wednesday morning. And we try to tell everybody, but they think we're at the station doing it, so keep thinking that we're doing it.
I like to scare them. I like to show up during the middle of the show.
We make more money. They pay us more money.
They do.
We don't want to tell Charles and Eddie that we're not doing it live on Thursday morning because they're paying us for live.
And then we can get a second job during that live time.
That's correct.
We double it up.
So anyhow, to get back to Ginger and Keith Myers, Ginger Myers wrote me a very, I guess you'd call it what, a touching letter about something that occurred when she was 8 years old. Her daddy died at the age of 51 with a massive heart attack. And she was always afraid of becoming 51, wanted to be 51, but what would happen to her? Well, she's in good health, works every day, stays busy, trying to help others, I guess would be her major role that I know. Besides working at LHC, they are always trying. And she's gotten involved for a fundraiser that's going to take place in 2013, next year. But she's getting on the ball right now, and they've asked that I donate $1,000 for my membership.
The Go Red for Women.
Go Red for Women. And
it's about drawing attention to heart disease through the American Heart Association for ladies.
Right, and Keith is going to be trying to get some men to go red for men. Because
we'll wear red ties or red ribbons that day that they're trying to gear towards.
And it just happened that Raymond Abad, who is the director of the Community Foundation of Acadiana, called me about something unrelated to this, and I asked him to write a check out of my fund that they hold for me in my name, to write a check for Go Red for Women. So Ginger, you sent the mail yesterday, and the check is should be on the way within 3 to 5 days. I think they ordered the check, and so anyhow. I believe in, of course, doing whatever I can and whatever you can for the American Heart Association. And it certainly it affects men as well as women. So I think Keith is on the right track, trying to get some of us to join up and help in this research that
a lot of times
constantly goes on.
A lot of times people assume, you know, they think of breast cancer with women, they think of heart trouble with men.
That's
but
right.
It crosses both. And of course, any developments to help treat heart disease in one helps the other. So.
Ginger, thanks a lot, and good luck to you and Keith, and good luck to all of us. In fact, my next visit to Dr. John Mickey, it was canceled because of the storm, was scheduled about that same time, and they haven't rescheduled me yet, but they're going to take an echogram of my heart, and you watch it, you can see the heart pumping, and yeah, and that's little Brandy Hidalgo. I'm not sure what her last married name is, but that's Ray and Peggy's daughter from right here in Opelousas that performs that service over at Dr. John Mickey's office.
How about a new sponsor? Sears of Opelousas here in Opelousas on Cresswell Lane, 901 Cresswell Lane. You can go by. They're open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday afternoon, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. as well. They're your exclusive Kenmore dealer. They can handle free shipping on your tools and small items. You know, you can go to their website, SearsHometownStores.com, and you can order something. You can see if it's in stock. Order it at your local Sears store, and the next morning you can go right by and pick up your item right there in the store, so you don't have to wait on it. You know, everybody talks about waiting on things. You can shop when you're sitting around at your house just surfing and get all those items right there.
Derek and his wife do a real good job, and of course they've got the Craftsman tools, which is a big item. And I remember when my little buddy, my little man, Gene Labbe, when he was alive, one of the last things he had bought was a nice riding mower from Sears.
Right.
And he had chosen that. He had scouted around, looked around, and then Parent, I need a check. And Parent gave him the check. And of course,
but your Craftsman and your Kenmore type items, all there. This weekend they're running a huge Kenmore sale all the way through Saturday at closing time at 6 p.m. So you can go by and get all the appliances, the stove tops, the standalone stoves, the washers and dryer sets. Go by, and don't forget, locally owned.
Yeah, and Derek, thanks for choosing the Bobby Dupre Show, along with my sidekick here, Andrew, to do one form of your advertising. Naturally, we don't recommend you just do one form of advertising, even though we'd love it to be one of them, to be us. We think that it takes different medias and different times of the day, and maybe different preachers preaching your story. But we try to do the best we possibly can.
Benny's Supermarket, go by Benny's. It's gumbo time. The weather has cooled off. Go by Mr. Benny's, where they're running 2 16-ounce jars of Savoy's Roux for $5. They got the rice on sale. The Surefine vegetable oil if you like to make your own roux from scratch. Best of the bet.
Ooh,
what? You don't like to do that?
That's too much work.
Man, come on. You got to stand and stir. Stand and stir.
Yeah, I understand, but you can go and pick up Savoy's. You can pick up Richard's. You can pick up what is it? Is it T. Joe's and Mamu?
You got your choice though. When you go to Benny's, you can go either way. They'll take care of you.
I understand.
They got your chicken. They got your smoked meats.
Kind of picking there.
7 days a week, the deli's open. You can get good home style cooking. You can also get them for your catering events. You get little Benny's Sports Shack right there in the same same store for your nutritional supplemental needs. If you're losing weight, if you're working out, if you're trying to bodybuild, they can do all that for you. And they got a
With
good
this
beer
cool
and
weather
wine
coming
selection,
in, gumbo is certainly,
Correct.
I think I'll make some gumbo this weekend. I'm going to
on.
buy my roux already made.
Well, that's
That'll
good.
be the first gumbo.
Well, you started that way, and then you can practice making your roux on the side.
It's pretty easy to
make a gumbo? Hard to mess up. Hard to mess up. If you put too much roux, you know what you do? You add more water. And if it's not strong enough, you add more roux. I mean, there's not a whole lot to it.
Let's get serious here.
Right.
We've got a few of people that we know of and we know the families of that we need to speak about in the obituaries. And Miss Anita Dejon, I don't know how many of you all ever had a personal opportunity to meet Miss Anita, but I did because I worked for her brother, Mr. George, over at Cash Drug Wholesale. And of course, Mr. Eddie Dejon was also one of our salesmen there. Harold Dejon, another one of her brothers, was fire chief here in Opelousas, or at least assistant fire chief. And then another one was Hamilton Dejon. And then her sisters was Anna Walker, Kathleen Montgomery, and Marie Hawkins. I guess Miss Anita, a lot of you maybe never personally met her, but you passed her along the side of the road riding a bicycle. I call her the bicycle lady. Always
usually a big hat.
Big hat, well dressed.
Old-time bicycles with the big white walls on it.
And always well, neatly dressed. Miss Anita Dejon. To her family and friends, she was 86 years young and rode the bike. The last time I saw her, she was still riding her bicycle. A very young person that passed away, and at one time owned Toby's Little Lodge next door. Gave it a big try. Spent a lot of money and probably retirement funds and everything. I mean, he put his whole heart and soul into it. It didn't work out, but I'm speaking of Jimmy Creighton Roy. Creighton was his daddy's name. And
but everybody knew his daddy as Tutu.
Tutu, that's correct.
The Cookie Man.
And the Jack's Cookie Man.
That's right.
The Jack's Cookie Man, because he served our cafe, the school cafe, for many years. So I go back with this family in other ways besides that even, you know, another uncle of his. But Jimmy Raw was, 61 years old, young, very young. And I had not realized that he was that ill. I had heard he was having health problems, but I didn't think. In fact, I had talked to Miss Pap, his mama. That's who you and I really know well. And over the years, she's passed us all kind of information.
If you've ever been at St. Landry Church and you've seen the nativity scenes and the Easter scenes, she's been involved with decorating her and Mr. J. Allen for years.
So to all of that family, our deepest sympathies.
And I got a chance to go by the funeral home and talk to Krista and all.
Another person who died was a young man, almost my age, a little bit, 71. We grew up, his brother and I were the same age, A.L. Lacombe. I'm speaking of Robert Charles, better known as Moose Lacombe by all of his friends around Opelousas. He went into Texas and set up a big tire business, came back into Manny, Louisiana, and set up a big, and he's going to have a memorial service in the future. He died last Friday, the 14th of September.
We're going to need to take a minute off radio and TV. Folks will see you on the other side of 1 minute.